Hey everyone, how's it going? Noxidar here, and welcome to this reaction of the English dub of Delicious in Dungeon. Over the summer, I fell in love with the One Piece live action, which has led me on a journey to falling in love with the One Piece anime, and by extension, the character of Nami, which by further extension means I had also fallen in love with the portrayal of Nami in the live action by Emily Rudd. So I want to check out Delicious in Dungeon with the English dub, both to show my support for Emily Rudd, but also to kind of help ease the agonizing wait that we have for season 2 of the One Piece live action. You know, come to think of it, that was kind of like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Without Kevin Bacon. Now I want bacon. Anyway, that's how my brain works. Let's go ahead and check out episode 1 of Delicious in Dungeon. Nudity and violence? What the heck?
It all began in a tiny village. One day, the ground shook and the floor of the catacombs split. From the fissure emerged a man.
I think I played this
He claimed
game.
to rule the Golden Country, which vanished 1,000 years ago. The land had prospered, he said, until a mad mage cast a spell that sunk it deep underground, trapping his subjects there. "I shall bestow my kingdom to whomever defeats the mage," he cried.
I already love this kind of storybook sketch kind of vibe. I think this is something that I really like about the idea of like classical adventures. The first thing I saw when I saw like kind of the cover art for Delicious in Dungeon is I'm like, this kind of reminds me of some of the good high fantasy that I saw back in like the 80s and 90s growing up. Like for example, something I always go back to that I really enjoy was Disney's The Black Cauldron, which I also just love the Prydain Chronicles series by Lord Alexander anyways. So to see that, I'm like, oh, it feels reminiscent of Black Cauldron already. It's just, I'm hooked. I'm in. I know I made like a little bit of a joke. It kind of seemed like we were starting off with the game Diablo, but no, this is cool. All right, let's see what else you got.
Then the man turned to dust and blew away.
Oh, this music is great. Oh, we're going. We're doing it. Oh, let's go. We got a full party of adventurers. Here comes the tank. Let's do it.
I'm really hungry.
Oh, no.
Then we lost 3 days of food in a trap we fell into.
I have to say, I think C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien would love this. Why do I say that? Because like their fantasy adventures almost always at one point or another revolved around food and the very real necessity that food has, where even like C.S. Lewis, his was kind of like walking and eating was like his big things with the Chronicles of Narnia. His was very much about like eating for the pleasure of eating. Tolkien really had like, there was some of that with the Hobbits, but there was also just very much that sense of like, this is survival food, and this is all we got, and this is all we have to work with. Already, this is just kind of like my prediction. I see kind of like the two ideas and the two philosophies on food kind of colliding here with this. If that prediction holds to be true, then I think this is going to be so great. I'm going to fall in love with this.
After we slay this dragon, we'll have to go back for more supplies.
He's so pragmatic. Oh.
No way. We came all this way just to fail?
Man, you gotta start acting, stop thinking.
Get out of here!
That was from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. I've seen that thing before. Yeah, the scepter.
Laios! Thank goodness.
There she is.
That was close. We'd all be dragon food if it weren't for that spell.
Oh, she's doing a
Speaking
great
of,
job.
Have you seen Falin?
The spell couldn't reach her in the dragon's stomach. The dragon's sleeping now. I'll go back for her.
We're broke. When we teleported, all of our inventory was left behind. All except the gear on our backs.
I am not gonna lie. I can relate to this on a fundamental level. I play World of Warcraft, and I've got friends that are like at gold cap all the time. And I'm like, how do you do that? Listen, I realize I'm not going to make a thriving business on selling linen cloth scraps because I keep making alts every 10 minutes. But like, seriously, when I have a max level character and I'm also still flat broke and I'm trying to move through a dungeon and I actually have to actively turn down raid requests to progress my character to get stronger because I couldn't foot the repair bill, I get it. I didn't realize I was watching a tragedy. No way.
2 of our party members just decided to quit. They've been getting offers from another party for a while now.
Oh, that also happened to me and my friend.
Raiding dungeons takes money.
Yes!
The cost of party members, gear, and food can get
Thank
expensive.
you.
A few daily essentials and hire a couple more party members.
Just re-roll an ult.
You can come back from being chewed to pieces, right? Wasn't someone resurrected after being pooped out?
Not that I heard of.
But financial problems aside, we need to find something to eat. We almost died today because we were so hungry after all.
Video games hardly ever seem to talk about you have a character and you can just go and go and go and go. I'm thankful somebody finally made a show dedicated to the very real need to be able to put calories in so that you can put work and efficiency out. Input, output. Thank you. Finally, someone did it.
I'm going back there with you. You're not the only one who cares about Falin.
Are you absolutely, positively sure you want to come? Even though you face death?
I love the simplicity and design of these characters, but at the same time, they're also just like oozing with personality as well.
We're going to get all of our food from the dungeon.
This guy thinks a lot,
So that's it then.
but he's got some good
You're
thoughts.
Really eating monsters?
Yep, every meal. Well, you did say you'd do anything to save poor Falin.
I didn't say I'd eat monsters.
I like how this guy's just casually taking it in.
Why do they keep letting noobs down here?
I think we just found our lunch.
That's gross!
How do you even know the thing's safe for us to eat?
The Dungeon Gourmet Guide says so.
I'm really glad that they have a gourmet guide to eating monsters. That's so great.
I wish we had a few more ingredients, though.
Say no more.
I lost my appetite.
This guy is amazing.
It used to be the catacombs where the villagers' ancestors were laid to rest. 6 years ago, it was connected to the dungeon proper and has become quite the busy location.
That's where I'd want to party, with the ancestors.
If these monsters can exist deep below the dungeon floor, so too could the Golden Country.
This is so bizarre and interesting. I love it.
All right, I admit it. I do love monsters. I love how they look, how they sound, how they live, and I always wondered how they taste.
He's a psychopath.
True.
Do we have to cook this right here? Everyone's staring at us.
Hold on! You're cooking the whole thing? Aren't they poisonous?
The venom from it won't hurt us if we eat it.
I really hope he's getting that from the guidebook. I knew this premise would be like really interesting, but the high fantasy setting of it just initially like really drew my attention to it. But holy cow, I didn't think I would just like love these characters so much. Is it Laios? Laios? I'm sure they've said it and I probably was talking over it. That is much to my chagrin. That is the folly of reactions, friends. For those of you out there doing it, don't talk over the first introduction of a character's name, else you'll have to read it and sound it out. Like me.
A scorpion hot pot, eh? Can't say I agree with your method.
Oh, I love this guy already.
But the guide said it was safe to eat.
You won't die, but it tastes like ass. Next, you have to slice the sucker up so
Yeah.
it heats even and the juices can seep out. Then you pull out the innards like so. Take a whiff. Unique, ain't it?
Mushroom foot sniffer.
True. This guy has a culinary passion for cooking monsters, and I am here for it.
Who the hell are you anyway? What?
Oh,
I can't cast my spells now.
how you gonna breathe?
First time I ever died was because a slime got me.
The first time I ever died, Oh, because they can resurrect in this world. That's why. Okay.
This here is how the organs of a slime are arranged. Compared to a human's anatomy, it's like if you turned your stomach inside out and surrounded your head and organs with digest. You can't eat these raw. You first have to wash it with hot water. Then you can either pat it dry or rub some salt on it and let it dry in the sun.
I feel like I'm learning things, and it's useless information for me. I myself am not going to be delving into any dungeons and trying to make delicacies of its many denizens. But I'm weirdly fascinated.
You don't know how happy I am to have found someone else who's as into monster food as I am.
Didn't I tell you he's been waiting for this?
I'll have this ready in a bit.
I'm not going to lie, it does look pretty good. Was that soy sauce? Huge scorpion and walking mushroom hot pot. That does look pretty delectable.
This turned out better than the recipe looked in the guide.
I have to say, so for those of you who may be new to the channel, one of the things I always like to highlight, especially when I'm watching anime, is I lived in Japan for 4 years teaching English, and one of the things that like the teachers, every time we would sit down and we would have like our Bonenkai or something like that, New Year's celebration dinner as a school, as a faculty, we go to these restaurants, and without fail, someone always had to mention just how colorful like the spread looked when all the waiters brought in the food, and so that's immediately where my thoughts went to seeing this kind of like prepared dish, and I think we're going to see a lot of that, just very colorful and exotic looking foods that yeah, like they said, are probably delicious, but I don't know, hopefully hopefully they're delicious, but we shall see.
It's good!
I know, isn't it?
Preparation totally changed the flavor.
Way better than puking up gas, am I right?
All right, let me try it. So good.
That was a good time for introductions.
Yes, of course. My name's Senshi. It means seeker in Dwarvish.
My name's Laios. That's Marcille the mage, and Chilchuck the picklock.
We have Senshi, Laios, Marcille, and Chilchuck. I'm in. Let's go on an adventure. Let's eat all of the things after we kill them. Or prepare them. Or, you know, whatever we have to do. I'm in. My name's Noxidar, and I'm new at this. So I'm just happy to be here.
Would you allow me to join your party?
Sure, if you'd like to. Actually, you'd be a great help to us.
Here, strange vistas stretched before them. Unlike the village's musty catacombs on the first floor, scholars say this is the tallest tower of the Golden Castle, stretching up from deep below.
You okay there, Marcille?
Yeah, my foot got stuck on a plank.
I love the voice that Elmi Rudd is doing for Marcille. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like the voice that Luna Lovegood had in Harry Potter. It's this kind of mix between like I'm presently aware of what's going on around me. I also sound as though I'm a million miles away, where it's like, hey, did you hear me? Yeah, I heard you. I was just thinking about something else. It has this almost kind of just like ethereal sing-song magical quality to it, and so I really love the way she's a million miles away. I love it. It's so good. Everybody has such a just really interesting personality. I also love the fact that the most chill among them is Chilchuck, who's just kind of taking it in, and so he has the perfect name for his personality.
If you're craving something, I'll try making that.
That's nice of you to offer, but it's gonna have monster in it, right?
You know who this quest is missing is the handler from Monster Hunter World. She was crazy about food. She would be all over this. This is the kind of person you want in a party. Ooh! What is that?
By the way, the species that has you is parasitic. It plants its seeds under your skin. I only have to attack one spot. Its root!
Ooh.
Squeezes its prey just enough so it can't escape, but it's still relatively comfortable in its clutches, which could feel kinda cozy. Did it?
Just like absolute silence.
Perfect.
Wow.
It's ready.
Dude, that looks so good. Am I into monster for food?
Wow, this is really good. The fertilizer type fruit is juicy and sweet, while the digesting type's fruit is savory. Well, what do we do about him?
We'd lose time dragging him back to town. This works, I think.
Oh my gosh, that's morbid.
Reminds you of the gallows, doesn't it?
That night, Marcille had a nightmare. Dungeon food. Eat or be eaten. There is no hierarchy to it, just the reality that to eat is the privilege of the living. Ah, dungeon food. Delicious in dungeon.
Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. I love this. One of the things that I've been looking for when looking for different kind of anime to get into is I'm always looking for something that just seems to stand out. It doesn't always have to be outlandish. It just has to seem like it has a lot of personality to it. And I remember when I first came across Delicious in Dungeon on Netflix, whether it was like coming up or I think what it was is I saw the trailer for it on the Netflix YouTube channel. And I was like, this is kind of wild. And so I kind of put it, out of thought, out of mind, because I've really got a gargantuan series with One Piece. And so long story short, I get a notification from Netflix that this is going to be a weekly show. And I'm like, hey, I could do this. And then it gets reinforced when I'm going through Instagram. And I happen to come across Emily Rudd's Instagram. And she shows the kind of like cast sheet and shows her name on there. And I was like, man, this would be really fun to get into because it does, like I said, kind of has a little bit of callback back to my general excitement and the whole reason I even started reactions in the first place with the One Piece live action, even though I didn't react to that. I reacted to watching the anime as a result. Anyways, you understand what I'm saying. It's like there's a bit of a process here. And speaking of which, the fact that everything kind of just culminates around this like culinary journey that we're on, it almost just felt like I was watching a cooking show. And they also just happen to be walking through a dungeon at the same time. It's so charming and so bizarre. And yet I just can't help but love these characters already. And it still might take me a little while to like perfect their names. I might forget something here or there, but this was so much fun. The music, the voice acting was really, really good. I really enjoyed this dub, and usually I prefer to watch English sub, and the reason for that is that I find the voices in dub largely recognizable from just even some of the shows I'd watched from back in the day. And so I find elements like that kind of take me out of it. So I was kind of curious to see how it would react with hearing Emily Rudd's voice, but I think she does a really good job bringing a personality and a kind of, I don't know, humanity to it at the same time, where I feel like it's very much a character. It's not Emily Rudd's voice. And with everybody else, it just immediately, like, their voice feels so strongly associated with their personalities. It's just well done. I'm probably, because I'm so new at this and I'm still pretty much an amateur when it comes to the wide world of anime, I'm probably saying things that people are like, well, yeah, but every show is like this. The things you're saying are not unique to this, but they're unique to me. And that's kind of the reaction that I wanted to share with all of you. I hope you enjoyed this reaction to episode 1 of Delicious in Dungeon. I'm looking forward to the second one, which is coming out this Thursday. I don't know how long it'll take me to react and edit this one, let alone the next one when it comes out, but I will be keeping up with the show and keeping you posted. Until episode 2, I'll see you around. This is Noxidar, out.